Mr.
Yeah.
Jacklich, what is going on over there, young man? Pontiac, Michigan, Eastern Time
Yeah.
Zone. September. Wow.
September. Yeah. It's like we're coming up on the inevitable. Me coming back to California.
That's and believe me, we're all kind of bracing ourselves for that.
That's right.
You
Gonna
know,
be coming in hot.
that's right. Well, I was up in Boise, for a couple of days at a little business conference, and flew nonstop Boise to Oakland yesterday afternoon. And man, what a spectacular coming in from that direction into California, where you fly literally right down the Napa Valley.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like you're going, oh, well, there's that winery. Oh, well, there's that one over there. Oh, I see.
Hey,
There's
that's right. There's Jeff's house.
there's Jeff's house. Oh my God! I mean and just the topography when you look,
Yeah.
east past the hills out into the what is that? The Sacramento Valley out in there and
Yeah.
whatever
Right.
that is.
San
But
Joaquin.
but just the just the transition from the valley over those hills, and now all of a sudden you get into this lush. It's just spectacular. Anyway, guys,
Yeah.
hey, listen, thanks for hanging out with us today. Another episode of the Gold Ball Hunting Podcast. And by the way, if you've never been to Napa Valley, California, come on, what's going on?
Come on.
You got to make an appearance out there. So look, Jeff. So what we got before we get started today's episode? Just a reminder to everybody that we are offering a free 10, 12, 15 minutes, depending on how much coffee Jeff's had, how much he wants to yak. I mean, just if you're on YouTube right now, you can see those eyes are just like ready to rock and roll. Come on, Brent, let's get to it. I got some stuff today. But we got a free coaching call. We want to get you on where it's just three of us. And man, just bring that one thing in your game right now that's something that just kind of like, what's holding you back? What's holding you back from getting that big result you want? Let's start dreaming a little bigger, everybody. I mean, this whole thing, well, I don't know, I'm now 58 years old. I guess I'm kind of stuck with what I got. No, you are not stuck with what you got. And stop believing that crap that, well, I guess this is it, right? As you can tell, I've been in a 2-day business conference.
Right.
Anyway.
Well, I'm 59 and I refuse to relinquish the ball.
That's
I
right.
am like it's.
That's good. That's good. So look, guys, we want to get you on this call. Again, it's free, no charge. It's on us. And just go over to goldballhunting.com, drop in your first name and email address, click the button, and you'll get immediate access to our online calendar scheduler where you can cherry pick a date and time that works best for you. So, young Jeffrey, what's on your mind?
Well, I'm wondering, like, how do you have time to do this? Because shouldn't you be packing? Like, aren't you going someplace soon? Like, leaving on a jet plane, headed east over the pond? Like, aren't you going someplace soon?
Yeah, well, first, yes, I am, and I'm not packed. I haven't even started that. I looked at my passport today and went, "Phew, it has not expired," because that would have been a problem. So,
yeah, and 4 days before you leave, that's a good time to check that out, right?
So I am prepared. I got all my rackets freshly strung up. I got all the grommets, all new grommets in there. So I'm all set to go with that, and I'm really excited. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to Umag. I'm going to Croatia. I leave San Francisco Saturday, fly nonstop from San Francisco to Frankfurt, Germany, and then I got one more flight after that into Trieste, Italy, which is this little tiny. It's this little part of Italy that's right on. It's really the northern part of the Adriatic, and Maya and I were last.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah,
it sounds horrible.
It sucks. I don't even know why I'm going. But, no, yeah, so I got this big trip planned. I'll be gone for 2 weeks. I'm going to go play the World Cup, representing the USA, 70s age group.
So, cool. So for our gold ballers out there, so, like, what is the World Cup? Like, what is it? How do you end up on that team? And, like, how does that all happen?
It just costs you a little bit more to get on the team. No. Look, I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, gold ball hunting is kind of, And as you've always said, like, what's your gold ball? It may be, I mean, I've been fortunate enough to win 10. You're like in the hunt, and just like, I know you can taste that damn thing. It's right there.
I feel like I've got a little bit of gold dust on me, but I just can't. I haven't been able to secure it yet.
Well, a couple of silvers, and that's where it starts, right? You start with a bronze, you get a couple of silvers, and the next
bronze,
step up.
2 silvers.
Yeah.
Again, in the hunt.
So that's really, I think that's really, for senior tennis players, guys and gals who are playing the tournaments, the national Category 1 tournaments, that's really that's the thing, man. If I could bring home that little box, I got a few of them up here, right? The boxes up there. Well, if I could bring home the box and it had that little, not pure gold, but it's at least painted gold. It looks like it. But that's kind of the thing, right? And whether, they've got, and every year there's every age group, and the age groups are divided by, or increments of 5. God, I remember when I started, well, not actually before I started playing, the senior thing was like there was 35s and there was 45s. And that was it. It was like, if you're like 55, you are screwed. I mean,
Right.
you're just out of it.
Right.
Well, they finally figured out, I think we got to help these guys out. So now every 5 years there's a brand new age group, which is kind of funny because like last year, and you can play in the age group if you have a birthday during that calendar year, you can play in that age group. So my birthday's in October.
Nice.
Last year, I turned 70 last year, so I was the young guy. I was the rookie, right? The young guy at 70. Come on, give me a break, right? And so, whoops, let me get this down here. Sorry. So that's the deal. So that's really kind of the first thing that everyone is looking to do is to win that gold ball, whether it's singles, doubles, mixed, husband, wife. Mine, I've won 5 in the husband, wife. I mean, really, does that go to sort of, underscore that thing? Pick yourself a damn good partner, man.
Yeah, but husband, wife, I mean, you should get like a bonus ball for that.
That's right. No, actually, I'll tell you this. I mean, look, I've been lucky enough to win 2 men's doubles golds, but when you win something with a family, and I got 3 daughters, and they don't. I mean, they played some tennis, but they're all doing different athletic stuff. But to win something with a family member, wow, that is like huge. It's kind of a different level. Anyway, so that's the thing with the gold ball. But the next step up is if you've had a great year. In terms of, you win 1, maybe you win 2, or you win 1 and you get close in a couple others, and maybe someone who's really good that year forgets to sign up. Oh boy, that kind of helps. I mean, and so the World Cup is a competition. It's like, for the guys, I guess you'd call it Senior Davis Cup. That would be kind of the easiest way to kind of describe it. Meaning that all these countries, last year there were 24 countries represented in the 70s, and in my age group, I don't know, the 65s, whatever they were, and 75, 80. And it's this competition that's played over 6 days, and
that's awesome. So in order to be on the team, you've got to perform in the category 1s.
You gotta. I mean, usually you have to have at least won 1 national title, gold ball, within the last 12 months, and it's a totally subjective thing, right? Over the years, it got a little bit too subjective, right? Where someone who was maybe in that age group would kind of do the picking of who was on the team. Well, they kind of realized quickly that some guys may be a little conflict of interest here.
Right.
Let's see. You haven't played a match in 2 years, and you're on the team. Okay.
Right.
That's not going to work. Anyway, so I think they've made it as objectively subjective as possible, if that's a thing. So anyway, I got picked last year, which was I'd been picked originally. My first time was in 2009. We went to Perth, Australia. We played on the grass. Actually, it was artificial grass, but then. Last year, got picked, went to the same venue in Umag, Croatia, It's not red clay, it's orange. It's like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. It's crazy. And here we are, a bunch of old farts just kind of running around out there, and they've got 2 maintenance guys for every 2 courts, right?
Awesome.
So you've got like 6 courts lined up in a row, and you've got all these different countries competing against each other. And as soon as a set's over, the 2 guys are out there, and they're watering it. You think you're at Roland Garros or something, man. And the guys are out there, they're sweeping it, and they're lining it, and you're kind of going, it's a little hot. I could take a little break, or why don't you guys take your time on this thing?
Right.
But it's fantastic. So, so by default, last year, our captain last year, who Jody Rush, he got hurt, and he had to bail out the last second, and I was just sort of handed the captainship last year, which was a little tense. I didn't know what I was doing, and so learned the ropes this year, and this year. I was asked to be captain from the get-go. So I'm looking forward to it. We got a pretty good team this year. We've got Bob Litwin, who's won. I mean, he's clearly the number 1 guy in the U.S. this year in our age group in the 70s. We've got another guy who was in the team last year, Jeff Moore, originally from Australia, but now lives in Florida. He's been teaching pro down there. And then Steve Gottlieb. And for you doubles players, if you're thinking that you can only be a singles guy to make this 4-player team that represents the U.S. Steve Gottlieb won 2 golds he won the clay and he won the grass within the last 12 months. So if you're prolific in doubles, and look, the way that we play, and the format is you go, there's 3 matches every day. There's 2 singles and there's a doubles. And you don't play them all at the same time. Even though we got 4 guys, you don't do that. So you play number 2 singles first, and everyone waits around. We cheer, and the cool thing is you can have one of your teammates sit on the bench with you. So
awesome.
During side changes, they can go, Brent, this isn't like a real fast California hardcourt where you might want to think a little different about the serve and volley thing.
Right. Brenny, are you aware that he's actually left-handed?
I keep lobbing to his backhand, but it's actually his overhand. Okay, thank you, Jeff. I needed that, but that's actually kind of a cool thing. And then the other thing that's hysterical is last year. I mean, last year I played against a couple of guys. I mean, one guy from Finland. I mean, when I say he didn't speak a lick of English, well, he probably knew the word hello and goodbye, and he probably knew beer. I don't know what it was, but
out.
Yeah, no,
do you know out.
He didn't know out. He knew how to do the finger, but of course, I don't. I didn't take Finnish in high school, so it was hysterical because he had one of his teammates on his bench who actually knew a little bit of English. And so sometimes I would announce the score, not in Finnish, in English, and he would look at his guy going, kind of like this, and the guy would come back to it, and he kind of gave me the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Why don't you go? Okay, that's good. So anyway.
He's not cheating you. That's actually the score.
He's actually up 40-love. So, okay. Anyway, so that's the deal. Yeah, I'm leaving Saturday, time change. I get in there Sunday. And Steve Gottlieb, who I mentioned before, he and I are actually going to play an ITF, International Tennis Federation, a senior event. I get there Sunday. We're going to start playing in this event Wednesday. It's either Tuesday or Wednesday. But there's an ITF senior tournament there in Umag, right there at the venue, that leads up to when the team event starts. And the team event starts a week from Sunday on the 15th. So that'll be good. That'll be good.
Great. You get to play on the courts. You get to play real matches on the court. You
That's
get your
right.
mind right. You get the
whole deal.
You get to work your way in, and so by the time you get to the World Cup event, you're going to be settled in. You're living on the right time zone.
Absolutely.
Time clock.
That's right. That's right.
That's awesome. That's great.
So, I guess that. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm assuming that I'm going to have a decent. I just got my thing through Verizon. I got my little European plan over there for 2 weeks. But I'm going to assume that where I'm staying in these villas, that I've got a good Wi-Fi connection. because what I want to do is I'd love to do some live YouTube and some live Facebook broadcasts in there. I'm assuming that I can do that, and whether it's Wi-Fi or whether it's through the network, I'm sure they'll be charging me like $28,000 a minute for the data over there. Okay, that's all right. But I just, for you guys who are into our podcast, be looking for emails from me or from Jeff, and if you're on YouTube. You ought to click that notification bell. That's I think that shows up on any of our episode YouTube videos, and because I think that would be kind of fun to check in on a daily basis, and maybe even from the matches, kind of give a little 2-minute play-by-play with one of my teammates playing. Here's the thing, Jeff, that I discovered last year was the absolute importance of having a slice backhand. And I just think that it obviously on clay, there's probably more value on clay. Well, I can't even say that because my game is really transformed from whether it's a fast hardcore to a slow orange clay in Umag. The slice backhand is like the tool that has so many different uses, and so it's just like last year when I got there. I mean, I knew that I won't be coming in as much, I won't be serving and volleying as much, which actually turned out not to be true. I actually did there were a lot of short balls I came in on. I couldn't believe it. Just slid the thing in there, and here's the guy down in the dirt trying to deal with it. Why not serve out wide? I would serve out wide or to the due side, and I'd throw in, what felt like a pretty good kind of an old fart kicker to the ad court, let it get up, I'm coming in. But I just want everyone to realize that I think there's been too much stuff with, if the slice does not work for you, that then you start thinking, man, I got to develop a topper. Or how about we've had, ironically, a couple of our online students, our private students recently, say, well, I've been really working on the two-hander. And we're going, dude, that's like major surgery. That's like...
Totally. Getting your brain to work that out, on the run. That is,
That's like stem cell stuff, right? It's like I don't even think they have that yet.
If your racket has the adapter and you can matrix and just jam that thing into the back of your skull and get the download on how to hit a two-hander, and then you have it, so that after you finish flying your Apache helicopter to the courts because you just learned how to do that, and then you're going to hit a two-handed backhand, right?
I see. So you're equating that. It's kind of like being an Apache helicopter pilot.
Right? It's just. I think to put it in really plain, really understandable terms. It's like this. Going back to things we've talked about in the past, really about neural pathways and understanding it. Right? Is that you have no pathways built to hit the two-handed backhand if you've been hitting a one-handed backhand your whole life, your whole career. And so to do that, you're literally building from scratch this whole new neural pathway in the kinetic chain and how to do it. Is it comfortable or not? And that's going to take some reps.
Well,
it's going to take a lot.
It's going to take a lot of frustration too, and I think it's just wasted time. Look, if you've already got a really good solid two-hander, that's fine, that's great. But I think the other point I want to make here is that I think too often players think whether it's one-handed or two-handed, I got to develop a big-time topper off the backhand side. And look, I'll say that in the forehand, fine, yeah. The forehand is so much less work with going realistic. I'm not talking Rafa.
Right.
And by the way, if you're thinking, because so far today's episode number 234, I think. Yeah, 234. I know you, if you've listened to every one of these episodes all the way up to 234 episodes, there's not been one time where Jeff and I have said, hey, I think that Rafa forehand might be the deal.
Right. That might be the solution.
Right. And so, since you've never heard that, and you're not going to hear it today, and I guarantee you, there's one guarantee I know I can make. You are not going to hear that from us in the future. All right. So, if you're here waiting for how to do the Rafa forehand, it's going to be a long way.
If you're waiting for permission from either Brent or I to say, I think that's a good pathway.
Right.
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah. Or I'll just say it's not going to happen. At least in this lifetime, it's not going to happen.
That train is never coming.
Right. So it's kind of the same thing with the backhand. Is that look? I mean, you and I both can hit a topper backhand, but it's not a big buggy whip type of thing.
No.
That I'm not doing it over and over. I mean, sure, I will if the guy approaches and his first volley or half volley is instead of sitting there, yeah, I'll go semi-top, but I'm not going to go goofy top, right? And there are lots of times when I get stretched out after that first volley by the guy, and I'm just going to slither this thing underneath. I'm going to make him go, please, ball, get to me. Oh, come on, it's not getting to me. And I see Brent moving back in the middle. Why would I top it from out there when I know that, first of all, it's too far away? If I hit it well, I'm giving him pace. I can't get back in the middle.
The ball back to him way too fast.
Don't want to do that. So I think we can shut this one down today, Jeff. But I just want everyone to know that, look, couple things. Jeff, I'm not packed, but I'm excited about getting packed. I'm going to go lean and mean this year in the packing job. I'm going with the Weed racket back, which has got. I've only taken 3 rackets, right? So and they're and I don't break strings anymore in those things. I got 3 of them. I could probably take 1, and I would be confident that I mean, unless someone stole one, I don't know. But anyways, I'm taking 3. But that's one of those. I think it's a 6-pack racket bag.
Yeah.
So even on the side of the 3 rackets, I'm just taking 1 pair of shoes. Because I'm not going to be wearing them out on orange clay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wear them out. All right, they're going to get a little dirty. Okay. I'm okay with that. So 3 rackets, 1 pair of shoes, and then I'm going to stuff both sides with as many of my tennis clothes as I can. Yeah. I should be able to, look, they got a laundromat there, so it's fine. It takes euros. I'll figure it out. It's not quarters. You have quarters? No, we got euros, son. Okay. All right, I'll figure that one out. And then I'm taking the small little suitcase, kind of the thing that you can stuff inside. So even though I'm not going to carry it on with me, but I'm going lean and mean, man. I'm going.
Yeah.
And if I can get everything into the racket bag,
Well, that's the key. I mean, this is kind of like another hot tip for the newbies who are traveling, is that if I'm going to play, my rackets are with me on the plane. Inside that racket bag, I do have a pair of shoes, playing shoes, and I have at least 1 tennis outfit, socks, the whole 9 yards. So if I do have to check a bag, that bag is irrelevant whether it shows up or not, that I can actually be dressed, have my equipment, and play my first match.
Right.
That I can go do that. And so that's just another, that's experience speaking right there, Brent. Even though you're going lean and mean, that's just the way you do it, because I can't tell you how many times, again, I've been at the air, seeing the thing, guy shows up, I don't have anything.
Yeah, well, look. And this one is a little different because I get it. Like if you've got to make a connection somewhere, but I am making a connection, but I have to actually retrieve my bag in Frankfurt because I got to go through customs, right? So you have to get your bag, you go through customs, and then you check back in again for the local flight, which is just 1 flight. So I'm assuming that these guys won't screw it up too bad. I could be calling you back in a week and go, God damn it. Gosh darn it. I wish I'd listened to you last week. But But anyway, so lean and mean, and I'm excited to go. But guys, so look, I want you to be checking with us every day from now, because we're gonna be posting, not only continuing to post a daily episode of the Gold Ball Hunting Podcast, but you and I are going to be on Facebook and YouTube doing some live stuff. We might do some recorded stuff there, but we really want to hear from you guys. You know, what's piquing your interest with this, not only with this traveling thing, but also with your slice backhand. Because next week, which is, what's today? That's going to be the week of the 9th. We're going to really dig into the slice backhand. We're going to really go deep on it. We got 3 secrets that we want to kind of flesh out about the slice backhand. And we got one thing that we are going to convince you of, that it's just totally set in concrete. It's different, but it's totally set in concrete, at least in our minds. So with that, Jeff, just a quick reminder, guys, free coaching call. We might even be able to hook up a free coaching call when I'm in Europe. I don't know. I think we might be able to work that out. My plan's a free plan. I mean, it's free minutes on the cell phone over there. So
there you go.
To get on that call, just go over to goldballhunting.com, drop in a first name and email address, click the button, and you will get access to our online calendar scheduler where you can cherry pick a date and time that works best for you. Jeff, you're the man. The light is shining on you. What do we want the fine folks to do right now?
Like us, share us, please subscribe. Let us know what you think down below. And if you're on iTunes or Stitcher, please rate and review.
Outstanding. Guys, get out there today wherever you are. Help someone else have a great day. Jeff, we're doing this again tomorrow.
Can't wait.